There, boys and girls and dads and moms, it's me, Mr. Tom of the Home Video Variety Show, and welcome to our very last episode of the Live Friday show. I should say our last regular episode for this season anyway. Throughout the summer, there'll be some live Fridays. I'll let you know when they are. It won't be very regular though. It may be once a month or something like that. I need to take a little bit of a break. And we got plenty of projects and other videos we're going to be working on. This live Friday today is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a lot shorter. There's going to be no poetry, no music, all the stuff you actually like. It's just going to be me talking. But I wanted to share some announcements. And I wanted to answer some questions that people sometimes have about our show and about our puppets and myself. And so I will answer those questions. I've kind of compiled a list of the things that I often get asked, and I thought I would address those today. And also, I think we'll just talk about, like I'll talk about right now, our announcements. Don't forget, this summer, I will be at 2 homeschool conventions. One is in about 20 days from now. It's really soon. It's in Florida, not too far from where I live. It's the Florida Homeschool Convention. It's put out by the FPEA, and it's May 22nd to May 24th. And so, but come and find us. We're we're in the exhibit hall. And now the other one that we just announced this past week is the Teach Them Diligently. I said that right. The Teaching Them Diligently convention. And that is in Lynchburg, Virginia. So we will be there also, and that's from July 31st to August 2nd. So right on that weekend, as you're getting close to getting back to school, or just a few weeks out from starting everything up again. And so we'll be there. And on all these conventions, again, there'll be a booth there. You can talk to the puppets. You can talk to Jimmy and Grandpa. You could talk to myself, probably not all at the same time though. We might have to do a little switching around. But you can get, I'll give out stickers. I usually give out this time I think I have coloring sheets and a couple other things. And you could sing along if there's a song that you really like and you want to sing with Jimmy or something. Take pictures, we'll be in all your pictures. We'll be in your little video, whatever you'd like to do. And I think we'll have some t-shirts to sell as well. But anyway, so looking forward to that. I actually, last year was my first convention, and it was a little bit earth-shattering how many people knew who I was and how many people and how many of you I got to meet. It's kind of hard sometimes to do this format of, just talking in front of a camera and not knowing who actually is seeing me. So to suddenly have so many people come up and say they watched the videos was a little overwhelming sometimes. But anyway, it is wonderful. It's very energizing for me, and I love to go out and meet people and love to, especially you kids. I love talking to you kids and hearing about your stories and hearing what you like to do. And let's see. So this summer, you can continue to stay with us on this YouTube channel, even though the memory work is over for most of you that are in homeschool programs, such as Classical Conversations. But we are also doing an album and a video series of music of the American West. It's called Go West is the album, and it's music of the American frontier, a little bit of poetry, but mostly music, some good old cowboy songs and cowboy culture. And so we think that'll resonate well with our audience, and it's something I enjoy. So, boys and girls, stay with us this summer. Every couple of weeks we'll be putting out a new song and a new video, and by the end of it we should have like a full album of songs, maybe by September. We'll be done with that. Okay. Well, anyway, also we made one more video just yesterday. I think I released it Monday. Well, whatever today is. No, I'm sorry. That was what I released it on Tuesday. It was Tuesday. It was a couple of days ago. And that was our final thank you video for the end of this particular season. We do every once a year. I like to have an annual thank you video where I just basically thank everybody who watched our videos, and maybe your name is in that thank you, and then all the people that help us put the Home Video Variety Show together. Most of them live off-site, so I never really got a chance to get everybody on film. But anyway, I always enjoy doing it, and we did a reprise of Egyptian Empire, so I know everybody likes that song, so that was a good one. Something, it's funny, I didn't get to actually do. I feel like besides having a thank you video, I should have an apology video. So maybe I should just do that right here, right now on the live stream. I wanted to apologize, first of all, to all the people sometimes that comment asking about different videos, different review videos, for the different subjects. Also for people that have looked to collaborate with us over the year. and have messaged me, or I messaged them, and we didn't fully connect, and we didn't. Sorry about all of that. Our channel is small, and it's often me doing a lot of work to kind of get everything. And anyway, so I'm sorry that those complete videos weren't made, especially like some of the review ones. I didn't get around to doing that. And as kind of the years and cycles go by, I'll try to fill in all the cracks where I can in different things. I would love to make some essentials charts videos. I'd love to make some Latin videos as well and make songs for that. I know there's some great videos already and songs for those things that you could probably find elsewhere. But anyway, so eventually we'll get to all these things. Let's see. What else am I going to talk about? Okay, so now let me get on to some of the questions that I normally get asked either at conventions or just around from some of the parents that know me if I visit a community, or if I'm at at church and people know. So people often ask me, how did we get started as a YouTube channel? Everybody's got this. Everybody has a starting place, boys and girls, and whatever they do. And so for me and the Home Video Variety Show, it was 5 years ago in 2020. As you know, there was a lot of shutdowns going on, and the church we were attending at the time had their kids program, shut down. So we were brainstorming a way to kind of reach kids remotely. And so I just had made a few Bible lessons with the puppets that I had, and kind of accommodation. Then I acquired some more. Anyway, and just basically to make Bible lesson videos for the children's ministry. And you can probably still see some of those if you go back to our if you go to the video section on YouTube, and then go all of the earliest ones. I did delete a lot of them. One, mostly because they're just horrible quality. And I'm embarrassed that I'm like, oh, I used to post that online. The second reason is that some of them they revealed too much personal about where I lived, or where, or just things around our neighborhood that I felt like, as I grew as a channel, I'm like, I don't want everybody to know everything about me. Okay, anyways, that's how we got started. That was 2020, so we've been doing this for about 5 years. I'm sorry, so after I did the kids' videos for children's ministry, and my wife had this, we're a C family, and so she says, well, you're always making up funny songs for some of these things, why don't you put them on why don't you put them on that YouTube thing also? And I was like, well, I guess so. I guess I could. So anyway, that's how that started. Then it kind of caught on a little bit, and then we just, things grow over time. How many instruments do you play? I know it's hard to tell sometimes. Some of them I do fake on the recordings for the videos, but singing, vocals, that's a huge one. That's probably my strongest one is vocals, and character voices is probably that's not an instrument, but that's probably the biggest talent I bring to this. Guitar, of course, I've played guitar for a number of years, and then I would like to say that I play around on the piano, drums, bass, so I can I'm not an expert in those, but I can kind of maneuver around them a little bit as I continue to develop in this, and trying to make better forms of music. I've been outsourcing some of those recording tracks to different musicians and other people as I continue to go along. In the early years, though, it was just me trying to make everything. Nowadays, I'm starting to, you'll notice sometimes I credit different artists for their help. Okay, let's see. Where do you live? I'll just say we live in Central Florida. We're, most of people in the United States know, Disney World, where that is in Orlando, Florida, and we're in the neighborhood of that. I don't go anywhere near Disney for several reasons, but I should say the most biggest reasons that it's just a big tourist area and traffic, and we just don't want to go around the touristy areas, and especially this time of year where everybody's there. But those are fun theme parks to visit. They sure are. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, do your kids like your videos? Yes, they do. It's funny. My daughter has one of those Yoto players, and it's like a rectangle that plays. Anyway, and you take a little card and they slide. You can slide stories on there. and they have so many stories that they listen to. Oh man, I think every time it was like was it Henry and Ribsy and Beezus and Ramona? Oh man, that was for weeks. That's all I ever heard about. Anyway, but my daughter has one where I took all my songs and put them on one of those Yoto cards, and I think it's from Cycle 2 or 3. I think it's from Cycle 3. So often I just hear her in her bed. And, in a present participle, there's my voice coming through. Anyway, so that is, so yes, my kids do. It's funny, my older sons, they used to help me a lot in videos, but now that they're getting a little bit older, they don't as much, and that's okay. And also, I think as I've gotten a little bit bigger in terms of my audience and such, I've been a little bit more hesitant to put them out front. And so I don't as much, just because I don't like too much of the exposure to be on my children, and I want it all on me. No, no, I want to keep I want to separate my family life from my online world as much as I can. Let's see. So, but yes, they do like the videos. Yes, they do. They do like to be in them occasionally. Anyway, and have I ever been a CC tutor? That's another question I've gotten a couple of times, and the answer is no. I have not. I haven't even substituted. One time I was preparing to do so, but I didn't get to. I would say my wife she is the ultimate CC tutor. She was a foundations tutor, and now she was essentials tutor. Now she's been for several years, and if you are familiar with us in our community, you know her very well. She's very knowledgeable in all things classical conversations and all things classical learning. She's quite an inspiration to many of the moms that know her and know my wife. So no, I have not been a CC tutor. I have done a lot of helping different CC tutors, but I have not. Let's see. And where do you go to church, and are you in kids ministry? That was someone had asked me, because they were for sure that I was in it. Let's see. I don't want to give away too much where I live, but I guess I attend church. Actually, you know what? I think I've posted about this before. I attend St. Andrew's Chapel in Sanford, Florida. That's here in Central Florida. St. Andrew's Chapel is a Reformed Presbyterian church. We don't have there's a big kids ministry. I sing in the choir, so if you ever attend that church, or if you ever visit, it's a very liturgical church. And obviously every church has a liturgy, but in this case, it's a very formal kind of confessional type of church, and we sing hymns from the hymnal. But I'm in the choir, and so you can, if you ever visit St. Andrew's Chapel, and if you ever feel like hanging out with the Reformed Presbyterians, you can see me. I'm there pretty much every Sunday. And in children's ministry, a lot of the kids at the church know who I am. Not from online, but know me just as a friendly guy. But I'm not in the kids ministry area, actually. I have done that a lot over the years, but in the past couple of years, I pretty much have now just gone to I'm now in the choir. So, anyway, okay, let's see. Now that I've answered some of your questions, we're trying to keep this short here. I do want to introduce some of the characters that we use on our show. So the first puppet I'm going to have you meet is Jimmy. Ta-da! All right. He's a kid. He's a middle school age, and he loves poetry. And I'm going to try to keep these short. Okay, so now next, you ready? Grandpa. Grandpa is next. Now, you know this guy, right? He loves to tell jokes, and he shares scripture, sometimes has those few serious moments, so that's Grandpa. Yeah. You probably, again, you know these two guys. Next one is Freddie, is another one of our favorites. He's a nice boy with a sensitive soul. Yeah. A soft voice, I don't know. Anyway, that's Freddie. And the next one, this is Jenny. Now, Jenny is a more recent puppet, and she is voiced by my daughter. But not today. Not today. Let's see. Then there's Dennis. You know him. Originally, Dennis was supposed to be Jimmy's dad, and I was thought about making a kind of a family thing going on, but I kind of gave that up. Dennis, you probably know him best for his singing on the endocrine system. The endocrine system consists. Yeah, that's. Of plants and organs. That's how he's well known as. And then there's Lorraine. Lorraine is that her and Dennis, they're kind of a couple. Obviously, it takes part in that Endocrine System song, and a few others like the Phases of the Moon as well. That's another video that features the two of them together. But anyway, and another puppet that I haven't used in a while is this funny guy, Carl. Carl, he has a raspy voice, and he actually, it's like he can be kind of a little bit of a troublemaker. I should say, he's not for the puppets that I have. He's not really in the best condition, so I don't really use him so much anymore. So that's the deal with Carl. While he's in some of the older videos, but not too much in the newer ones. Anyway, I have a bunch of other puppets here, and they have no name and no character, and they do appear in our videos, and some of them you might recognize from different videos. Maybe some of them not. Maybe you haven't seen one of those before. Anyway, so we have a lot of puppets around here. I have other puppets that have never even seen the light of day. Again, I get where do I get the puppets from? Anyway, eBay. I have made a few. I should say I've gotten basic ones and I've added onto them. I have people have given me them. I said I have a family member that occasionally I'll just get a box in the mail, and he'll be like, "Oh, this is puppets for that YouTube thing you do." Anyway, so a lot of puppets around here, no shortage of them. And yes, I do take some of them with me on vacation a lot, so that we can film little YouTube shorts, or or little short videos. I always like to do that. Anyway, okay, the puppets themselves, actually, notes, they'll never have like a full storyline or character. It was never my intention, boys and girls, with this home video variety show. I never wanted to make like another franchise, like a franchise like Marvel or VeggieTales or something, like in all that, all the stories, all the characters they have fully developed. I never wanted to do that, and I'll tell you why. It's because I want to take this channel and emphasize classical learning, right? So that way, if you're going to hear a great story about hard work or honesty or some virtue or something, I'm not going to have a video of Jimmy and Grandpa, Jimmy, I don't know, Jimmy loses something and learns a valuable lesson about honesty. I mean, that's great and all, but I'd rather have you. I'd rather use the puppets where they will either tell you a classic story, or they'll tell you to go to go get these books from the library, to where we're just kind of using the platform here to draw your attention to classical learning. And again, this goes into our name, or into kind of the goal I have is to educate, entertain, and encourage. The entertainment, it's like, what are we doing to entertain ourselves? What books do we read? Not for not like for entertainment. What music do we listen to entertain us? And I always want to draw attention to, hey, well, here's a really old song, from the folk era, from cowboy era, or here's a great old hymn that you may not know. And that way enriching your entertainment time as well. So, or again, like right with stories, like instead of making up a story, I can just, let me tell you about Rip Van Winkle or The Little Red Hen or William Tell. So many great classic stories that need to be remembered. And so I want to use this channel to continue to emphasize that for you boys and girls. Let's see. I'll probably never do a podcast. Contrary to what I'm doing right now, I actually don't really like talking in front of a camera. I know there's a lot of people that have podcasts, and that I'm not much really of an expert on anything. I'm just more of an entertainer that really likes classical learning. So I'll always direct you to knowledgeable people. And but when it comes to kind of having a podcast, I'd just rather sing than talk. It kills me to talk for too long, and so I'm going to keep this short. Boys and girls, you have a great summer. I'm sure many of you go on vacation, or maybe there's like a really big trip, maybe to Europe, or you're going out west, or you live in the west and you're going east, or maybe you go visit some beloved cousins or family members, or the people that you used to know years ago. Maybe there's something that you're really, really looking forward to. And that is awesome. Summertime is the best. I was not raised homeschool. I was raised public school, but summertime felt like it was forever as a kid, and it was filled with so many great memories. And I wish the same for you. Again, I'll have some scattered live Fridays throughout the summer. We'll still have the Go West series, so you can check those out just in a couple of weeks. The first one will be I'll have online. And then come September, we'll resume the regular schedule. Everything, will be cycle 2 now. Yeah, I'll be on to cycle 2 music, and you can get that online, and I'll have videos and live Friday episodes, and we'll all go back to it again. So, but just rest, mom and dads and boys and girls. Just rest and enjoy. Again, have a couple of books you want to read this summer for your leisure, and let them be good things. And finally, as I always like to finish these things, I should also actually, since I'm just telling you where I get everything from, this final thought I always leave you with is actually from the Westminster Shorter Catechism. For those of you that are not confessional Protestants like myself, sorry, I just got to go with my conscience. It's the question one, and it says, "What is the chief end of man?" And that always means, what's the purpose? What is the purpose of humanity? Every philosopher wants to ask this question. Anyway, and the answer is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. So that always kind of helps direct me in life, and as the confessions are fed from God's holy word, the Scripture, and so let that guide your life as well, and your summer. In all that you do while enjoying the day and learning and growing, may you glorify God, boys and girls, whether that's honoring your dad and mom, or serving your brothers and sisters, or just swimming in a beautiful cold stream on a hot day. All right. Well, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching these live streams. Again, I look forward to seeing you in September, or maybe at a convention in just a couple of weeks. Yeah. Okay, I'll keep you updated on those. All right, boys and girls, have a wonderful, wonderful summer. Take care. Bye-bye.
Spanish ladies, farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain, for we received orders for to sail for old England, but we hope in a short time to see you again. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors, we'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt sea, until we take soundings in the channel of old England. From Ushant to Scilly is 35 leagues.
Hove our ship to, with the wind from southwest, boys, we hove our ship to, deep soundings to take. 'Twas 45 fathoms with a white sandy bottom, so we squared off our main yard and up channel to make.
We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors, we'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt sea, until we take soundings in the channel of old England. From Ushant to Scilly is 35 feet.
Then the signal was made for the Grand Fleet to anchor, and all in the Downs that night for to lie. Let go your shank painter, let go your cat stopper, haul up your clue garnets, let tacks and sheets fly.
We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors, we'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt sea, until we take soundings in the channel of old England. From Ushant to Scilly is 35 leagues. Now let every man drink off his full bumper, let every man drink off his full glass. We'll drink and be jolly and drown melancholy, and here's to the health of each true-hearted lass. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors, we'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt sea, until we take soundings in the channel of old England. From Ushant to Scilly is 35 feet.
first land we sighted was called the Dogman.
Next Rainhead off Plymouth, starts Portland and White.
We sailed on by Beachy, by Fairlie and Dover, and then we bore up for the South Foreland Light. We'll runt and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll runt and we'll roar all on the salt sea until we take soundings in the channel of Old England. From Ocean to Scilly is 35 leagues. We'll runt and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll runt and we'll roar all on the salt sea until we take soundings in the channel of Old England. From Ocean to Scilly is 35 leagues.